Welcome to the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, where we bring you a weekly dose of powerlifting news, tips, and training advice with a touch of 80s rock ballads. This podcast is presented by Team Roar Powerlifting, your source of the most comprehensive coaching and meet day preparation. Here are your hosts, Josh Rohr and Lara Sturm.
Welcome to episode 191. How are you, Josh Rohr?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
Splendid.
Ready to... Oh, splendid. Okay, that threw me. Splendid. Fantastic. Yes.
Righto.
All right. We shall podcast. Sorry. I'm getting punchy. So what's up? I saw that there's updates in this case that's been kicked around.
Yeah, the Minnesota Supreme Court heard oral arguments for the JayCee Cooper versus USA Powerlifting case, which, if you're not familiar, is about 4 years old now. It's been going on, I think, 4 years, 3 years, something like that. And basically, JayCee Cooper is suing USA Powerlifting for discrimination, and basically JayCee is a transgender female that was not allowed to compete in the female division. So it's been a long process. Basically, USA Powerlifting lost at the local court, the district court, appealed, and then won on appeal. And then I don't know if JayCee Cooper appealed or whatever, but it ended up at the Minnesota Supreme Court, and now they're hearing the case. So I don't know that there's any timeline on when they will have a decision, but everything I've heard, it's probably going to be like a couple months or so until they issue their decision. So just kind of waiting to see what happens there.
So they heard the oral arguments just this week? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was Tuesday the 3rd of December.
Okay.
Is when they heard it. So I don't know, and they actually had that live streamed on the Minnesota. It's mncourts.gov / Supreme Court / oral argument webcasts. It's on there somewhere. You can find it. But yeah, it was interesting listening to it, and I don't know when a timeline is for a decision, but I think we're all anxiously awaiting that.
Yeah, I'll just stop right there before I get political.
Yeah, we'll stop there. Cool. So I just wanted to throw that update there. I have some disappointing news, and multiple people have called me on this already. You know how Spotify does like your Wrapped every year and like your top songs listened to and everything.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 of my top 5 songs are country songs.
Wow. I wouldn't have seen that.
But I want to say this as well, that I primarily listen to YouTube. So Spotify is like a very, very small total listen time. And usually I only listen to Spotify when I'm driving, and I like listening to country when I'm driving sometimes. So I guess I'll just go down through my songs just because they're here. So my number 1 listened to song on Spotify is Rearview Town by Jason Aldean. Number 2 is Hicktown by Jason Aldean. Number 3 is All Nah by Chris Young.
Aw, nah. That's the actual.
Oh no. Yeah, I can't remember how it goes. It's a good one. You have to look it up. It's actually pretty good. It's got a good beat to it. Number 4 is my one redeeming song, Adam Raised a Cain by Bruce Springsteen. And then number 5 is Flatliner by Cole Swindell and Dierks Bentley. So apparently when I drive, I have a little bit of a country kick going on there, and apparently a Jason Aldean kick.
Well, you're in a
truck.
A diesel truck, pulling a trailer. Yeah. You get a dually, right?
No, it's
not a dually. Oh, you should have a dually.
What's this?
Yeah.
Why does your husband have a dually?
No, but
yeah,
he doesn't haul around trailers full of weight. I mean, you do.
Yeah. Well,
so
anyway.
I would think.
So I have enough trouble parking that thing in downtown Atlanta. You think a dually would help that?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you get to the Spotify Wrapped thing? Like,
If you just
where's
open Spotify, it should just say Wrapped. Like
it does
if you
not.
click, yeah. So like look at mine. You can't see it because
No.
it's whatever. All right.
Yeah,
It just
you're
says
no.
like when you open it up and click on home, it says your 2024 Wrapped is here. It's like right underneath like your top listen to songs or podcasts or whatever. Anyway,
Hmm,
maybe it
no.
hasn't. I think they release it in stages, so maybe like
Hmm,
maybe you're
hasn't hit
just
mine.
like you're a tier below me and haven't got it yet.
Yeah, it'll be like the top things you've listened to. Murder podcast, murder podcast, murder podcast.
So that was one. So yeah, when I
Ooh.
looked at podcasts, I think the number one podcast that I listened to was Two White Lights. The second one was Murder 101, the
Uh,
one with Alex Campbell, and then the third one was us. So
well,
like,
hey, at least we ranked in
well,
someone's
yeah. So
list.
like, I don't even listen to my own podcast as much as listen to others. So, but
Uh,
I know what we said, so I don't need to listen to
yeah,
it.
right, right. You said the things, so
Yeah,
it's fine.
it's fine.
It's fine. So I did see sorry, brain work Instagram post about Quest Gym and how good it looks nowadays. I was like, what? Where is this place?
How good it looks? It looks the same. It's just it's on a video now.
Oh, it
So
looks the same. It looks spiffy.
really, I
Yeah.
think it looks the same. It is the same. It's just you miss it, is what it is. You're looking at it with like fond memories, and
Right. Oh, remember
yeah.
when? Yeah.
No, I did a little reel, just like a little bit of a gym tour because for those that don't know, Quest is doing a buy 3 months and membership and get 3 months free, and that's through January 31st. So I figured since the gym doesn't ever advertise and there's really no social media presence, I would start well, I didn't start the page, but they have a page, but I did a little reel that just kind of tours the gym.
Mm,
So the Instagram, what is the Instagram?
no idea. I might have seen it on yours. Yeah, I mean, it's a good gym. It's like outfit with all the things that you could
Yeah.
possibly need.
Yeah. So the
Um,
Instagram for the Quest facility is Quest underscore wellness underscore and underscore athletics. Because here's the other crazy part that people don't know and they don't advertise, so like nobody even knows it. They have like they have a full powerlifting room and then they have a full 11,000 square foot gym with like machines, dumbbells, sleds, ropes, all kinds of things.
mm,
But they also have a massage room. They also have a hyperbaric chamber. They also have a massage chair and they also have a cold tank. Like
did not know those things. I've been there a
oh,
million times.
and the cryotherapy thing. Well, these are new within the last two
Oh,
years.
okay. Because I'm like,
So they have one of those like cryotherapy tanks that you can get into.
huh,
They have all of that, and nobody knows it's there. So like the only people that like know about it are like, I mean, really like high profile people that come in so that they're not bothered by other people.
wow.
But it's open, but it's anybody can use it if they become a member, or I think you can even pay a non-member price to use that stuff. So
So if you're a member, you can have access to that? Not an
you got to
additional
pay.
fee? Okay,
There's an
okay,
additional fee, but there's a member
okay.
price and there's a
Right.
non-member price. Yeah,
Hey, sweet. Did not
yeah.
know that.
So yeah, so any recovery stuff you need to do, like it's set up. Just
Yeah.
nobody knows about it. So this is
Hmm.
this is everybody's opportunity to join the gym with for a discount and then have access to those
Yeah.
additional recovery methods if you want.
Yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah,
Wow.
it
Yeah, and
is.
it did warm my heart to see the powerlifting room, like where it still says like competitors only, no spectators admitted or whatever. And it's like, ooh, that sounds so hardcore.
And
Yeah.
it still has the state meet poster on the door from like 2009 or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. And the men's records from probably 2009 as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Before
yeah,
I think before that because it might be 2009. Yeah, they're
yeah,
they're pretty outdated. But so
yeah.
this is how old they are.
Epic.
They are the old weight classes, which have now come back around and are the current weight classes again.
Oh, the irony. That's
Yeah,
funny. Well, there you go.
yeah. There you go.
So there's exciting stuff happening this weekend.
Yeah, we're
I'm
going to
really
San
looking forward to
Antone.
it.
Down
San
to San
Antonio.
Antone.
Is that a
Is
country
it
song? Is that why I
Johnny
don't know it?
Cash?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know the name of the song, but he says something about San Antone somewhere. I think it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's Johnny Cash. Anyway,
So we're going down to San Antone.
we are we're flying in late Friday night, man. It's gonna be late, but
Mm,
we're getting in. We're getting there. We have four lifters competing: Alicia Webb, Amy Pancake, Laura Sterland, and Katie Dodge. Lee is actually competing three different times over four divisions, which is kind of crazy, but she agreed to it. And she's like, "What? What did I let you talk me into?" But she's competing in the Masters Raw final on Saturday. She's competing again Sunday morning in the Open and Masters equipped bench. She's only competing once. She'll be in two divisions there. And then she's competing Sunday afternoon in the Masters full power equipped. And then Katie, Amy, and Laura are all competing Sunday afternoon in the Masters equipped as well. And then Katie Dodge is actually also in the Open equipped final. So she's lifting once, but in two divisions.
mm,
So we're going to be busy.
yeah. So will she be, wait, so if she's lifting once, is she lifting in the flight with the open lifters or the masters lifters, or is it small enough that it's all still one flight?
Yeah, there's only five that qualify in Masters and five that
Ah,
qualify in Open. So it's one flight.
okay. Okay.
So that actually, it's funny because that actually makes it one lifter shorter because instead of having one lifter in the
Mm,
Open, one lifter in the Masters, one lifter's in both. So now it's a flight of nine instead of 10.
mm. And with 9 people in it, do they have to add extra time? I can't remember.
As a state referee, what do you think, Lara?
I can't remember, Josh. I have
No, it's
no
only
memory.
you're like, I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to know. Just tell me the damn answer.
No.
No, there's no extra time. There's only extra time if it's below 6.
Ah, okay. I knew there was a number, but I couldn't remember where it
Yeah.
was. Um, but they'll still have 20 minutes in between lifts.
Well, no, there's two flights
Two
because the men
flights.
are in the
Okay.
second flight. So after
Mhm.
both flights get done, there's a 10-minute break, and then flight A would start
Right.
again. If it was only
Okay.
one flight, then there's a 20-minute break.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I don't remember these things. I haven't
Yeah.
been a state referee in a minute.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
wow.
obvious.
Yeah, obviously. And I,
And I'm gonna try to make you feel bad about it to get you back.
uh,
So
yeah.
I'll stop. You know what? I got you to go to
Hmm.
San Antonio. That's the first little carrot we're
Yeah,
dangling to get
right.
you
A
back in there.
carrot. Let me get back with my powerlifting family and have fun, and then I might consider doing more. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
Um, so that's still going to be a fast moving meet. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna
those
be
are
super
two
quick.
small. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna move. So, we've been trying to practice that a little bit these last couple weeks, just
Mm,
like, all right, squats, you just got done squatting, go do your first bench in your squat suit just to get moving right away. Like, just hurry up because that's probably how it's gonna have to be at the meet,
yeah.
which is
Oh, fun.
super
I'm
fun. Yeah.
anxious just thinking about it. It's not
Oh,
even
I'm
me.
excited. I love all that. I love it because I love like this is so weird, but I don't know how to say this. Like I love the chaos of it all.
Mm,
And I love knowing that the chaos is coming. And so like I would not enjoy being surprised by the chaos, like because not being prepared, but like we've done this so much, like we know how it's going to be. We know like half the people there are going to be like losing their shit. And I don't enjoy watching other people lose their shit, but I enjoy the fact that we are expecting it, so it's like not affecting us. Like
mm.
it just is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those people that just can marginally stay on the side of not losing their shit, but it's like this far away.
Yeah, I mean, you
where
walk
where
that
you're
line.
well in. You're well
Well, I
in.
mean,
You don't lose your shit.
I do sometimes. Like, so the only time I really lose my shit is like when, like, so everybody that's helping coach, like, I'm like, look, if you're gonna leave, and I tell lifters this too, like, if you're gonna leave, like, go to the bathroom or anything, please let me know because I'm counting on you to manage this or I'm counting on you to manage that. Um, so that's the first thing, like when people disappear and I'm, wrapping somebody's knees and I need to tell somebody to turn in an attempt and like they're gone. The other thing is when it's super loud, which it's going to be, and somebody is waiting on me to tell them when to start rapping this other person, and I'm over at somebody else, and I look over to tell them to start rapping, and they're not looking at me, so I yell, I'm like, "Hey, start rapping," but they can't hear me because it's so loud, but they never look over, so like I'm like, just
Mm.
fucking make eye contact with me if you're waiting on me, like just keep looking at me, so when I look at you,
Just
you
everybody
see me.
eyes on Josh
Yeah,
Orr the entire time.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
right.
Well, I'm glad we've had this discussion since I'm helping you out, and I wanna. I'm just going to
Oh,
be
what
watching you the entire
we'll have
time.
the yeah,
That's
you're
creepy.
just gonna be like that creepy staring person. Yes, like
Yes.
that. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I ask. Is that too much?
No. No.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it matters. It matters.
Yeah.
It can affect things. So I get it.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Yeah. Pro finals. So it will be live streamed if everybody wants to watch.
Mhm.
I posted the schedule. The schedule and the live stream links are online at usapowerlifting.com/live. So you can find that there. But I also posted our lifters specific schedules on Instagram at Team Roar.
Yes, and I think I have seen you actually lose your shit as a meet director a couple times.
Oh, all the time.
So you're like, that's yeah, it's a given. Read the
Yeah.
damn chart.
Yeah. That's an old story.
Oh, I know, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's the finals.
But now I feel like I've dangled that, and anyone who doesn't know what that story is like, what? What?
Well, we've talked about it, so you just have to go back and listen to all 191 episodes of this
It's fine.
podcast
Yeah.
to get the story.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Because we
fair.
never tell the same story twice.
Never.
Yeah,
Powerlifting situation. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Bum, bum, bum. At a meet, the bottom of your squat shoe comes unglued during your squat warm-ups. The front half is flopping all over the place, but the rear is still intact. What do you do?
Well, be careful how you walk. Yeah, I mean, I've seen this happen to people and they just like freak out and switch shoes. I'm like, that's not exactly necessary. Honestly, I would, for warm-ups, I'd probably just tape it up. You can't have tape on it probably during the meet, but I'd probably just get some chewing gum and chew it. I mean, seriously, chew it up,
Right.
stick it in there just to kind of there. And then just as you're walking out, be careful not to like step too hard. But think about it, when you walk out the squat, you're walking backwards. So it's not going to catch walking out. It may catch a little bit walking in, but just be, once the squat's over, you can be cautious about how you walk.
Right. Throw out those shoes right after if you need to, but
Yeah, well, I mean, you can get some Gorilla Glue or something and glue them up, but it's not going to dry in time if you're already warming up.
mm,
So like in the short term, just throw some chewing gum in there, tape it while you're warming up to hold it in place, and then take the tape off for the actual attempts and just, be careful how you step so it doesn't come undone.
so you're basically saying to include Gorilla Glue in your bag.
Well, not necessarily because again, it won't dry in time. So just when you get home,
Super
glue it
glue
up. How fast does super glue dry?
really fast.
Oh, then
Seconds.
bring super glue. I changed my
Mhm.
answer. Super glue it.
Super glue that shit and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Get a
That's
staple
fair.
gun and staple it to the bottom.
Oh, oh, I do remember there was a meet that we
Not your
were in.
foot, the
Well,
shoe.
yeah. Well, there was a lifter at Pan Am's back in I don't know what year, 2023 or something. And this lifter from Ecuador had dropped the bar on his pinky toe during a deadlift, and
Mm,
he dropped it bad on it, like blood gushing and like really bad. And then he came out and pulled for the gold.
that's pretty gutsy. I like
Yeah.
it.
And then they took him to the hospital
Of course, afterwards though.
after. Yeah, after.
Yeah.
But
Did he get it?
yeah, yeah, you got it.
Awesome.
Got the lift.
I love
But
it.
and then they came off and everybody was rushing over to him and like taking off the shoe and there's blood gushing and like something out of a Julia Child skit on Silent Life. It's great. Good times.
Not familiar.
Fond memories. You don't know the Julia Child skit from Silent Life?
No.
I should have known you didn't. Okay.
You should
Well,
have known.
should have known. I'll send you a link. There you go.
So speaking of Saturday Night Live, there's a fairly new skit with a comedian Nate Burgatti, I think is his name. but it's basically if you search, oh shoot, what is it? Uh, George Washington's America or something like that. It's basically a skit where he's George Washington and they're talking about, um, you know, how how great America is going to be and stuff like that. But anyway, the funny part, there's all kinds of funny parts, but one specifically is like, um, we'll have two names for our food, one when it's alive and one when it's dead. Cows will be
Say that.
beef when they're or There will be cows when they're alive. There will be beef when they're dead. Um, then is like, what about pork? Pigs when they're alive and pork when they're dead. What about chicken, sir? That one stays. Chicken will be chicken.
Chicken will be chicken.
And they're like, okay. And then he goes on like, but don't
Mm.
worry, we'll educate our oh they also talk about we'll have special words for numbers like 12 will be called a dozen. And they're like, okay. Um, will there be other names for numbers? No, that's it. It's just like when you think about all these things, it's
Mm.
really funny because they don't, some
Right.
of them don't make sense. So then he goes on like, but don't worry, um, we will have an elaborate school system with 12 grades for to educate all of our students. Oh, so a dozen grades. We don't use it that way.
We don't say it
Oh,
doesn't that way.
okay. So what will they be called? Uh, Year one will be called kindergarten. Okay, great. What will the second year be called? First grade. It's just
Yes.
it's a whole series of these things. It's really
Mm.
funny.
Yep. And the
Um,
English language in general is just
yeah.
fucked.
And one of them was like, we'll have uh, and we'll have the freedom to spell words two different ways as we choose. Words like what? Um, what was the one? I can't remember the other word. There's like two words he says. The other one is Jeff. There's the regular way with the J and the stupid way with the G.
So true though.
It's funny. I don't know.
Sorry,
You have to
Geoffs.
watch that one. There's actually two parts to it. There's
Oh,
a
okay.
part one and a part two. It's really funny.
All right. I'll look for that.
Yeah.
I'll watch the videos you send me. You watch the ones you send me. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, where do you send them? Because I haven't seen them. Text?
Yes.
Okay. Well, look, I'll send them to you then and I'll watch yours.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Anyway,
I digress.
new lifter tip. Back to powerlifting talk. Always check each specific. You like that? Specific? Always check each specific ingredient on the WADA banned substance list before taking any supplements or medications to make sure that they are allowed.
Yep. Especially with a lot of new lifters getting into the sport, I think people don't realize that we do drug tests, and they also don't realize that um, some things that are not illegal are banned in competition, and that applies to medication as well. So the only thing I'll say on that too is you can apply for a therapeutic use exemption for prescribed medications, but not. But there's no guarantee that it gets approved. It just depends on what it's being used for.
Right.
So again, just make sure if you are taking something that's on that list, do not compete without filling out a TUE first, and also not until you actually get results of the TUE if it gets approved or not, because you'd hate to, fail a drug test and be suspended for 4 years and have your name on a list and kind of that black eye just because you were taking something that you didn't realize was banned. And on that note too, check each specific ingredient. So you don't want to just look at, well, I'm taking, uh, you know, Super Pump by, you know, ABC Nutrition and you search for Super Pump on the list, that's not going to show up. You got to look at the actual ingredients that are in the supplement and compare them with the WADA list. And that's a pretty quick, easy like Control F search if you just go down the list of ingredients on your supplements. Um, step further from that, you can also look for supplements that are certified safe for sport, where they've been third party tested for banned substances and are banned substance free. So
Mm, yeah.
Anyway.
Because there are things that you can buy at GNC that will get you popped.
Yep. And yeah, you're responsible for what you put in your body. And I think people don't take that seriously sometimes or just don't think about it. And, every now and then you get somebody that fails the test and they're like, what? I'm only taking protein powder. Well, if you look, it's not just protein powder. There's other stuff in there, so.
What about marijuana?
Marijuana.
Mm,
So it's banned in competition. But I know USA Powerlifting basically treats that as a warning at this point. So, um, I'm not saying to start lighting it
blaze it
up,
up.
but yeah, and I think there's just been there's a lot of discussion back and forth on that, but technically it's still a WADA banned substance, but USA Powerlifting in the past has treated it as a warning. Typically you will lose the results of that competition if it shows up though. So it'll show up as like you'll still show up as a failure on the database, but it'll show up as a failure with a warning as the suspension period. And then if you compete at a meet, like those results don't count.
So, on a whole, avoid weed,
Yeah.
the tweed.
Yeah. I mean, and so it's not banned it's not banned out of competition. So, there are out of meet competition or not out of meat competitions, out of meet testing where, it's random. You get randomly selected to get tested out of competition. If it shows up there, that's not a failure. That's just, it's not banned in out of competition, just in competition. So, you
Right.
know, there's
So
that.
don't blaze it up before you hit the platform.
Yeah, basically.
Good to know.
Yep.
I don't know who would do that, or even the day of, or even maybe the day before, because stuff stays in your body for a bit.
Oh, I know a lot of people that would do
Mm.
it. Um,
Well,
but
true, but not
don't do
sure
it.
that would be a great idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't be hitting the whiskey right before either.
Yeah. I also know people that would do that too.
Oh, yes. Oh, fun times, good times, good times.
Yep. Cool.
All right,
Well,
Joshua.
that's
Well,
all I
that's all
have.
I've got. Wait,
So
that's all
I
you
will
have too?
mostly, but I just want to say I don't know if we're going to be doing another episode before the new year because next week uh I'm in Ohio for 2 weeks for Christmas.
Oh,
Um
nice.
so I will not be recording while I'm up there. So the next 2 weeks for sure, no episode. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll record one while we're at the finals and release it next week. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
unlikely. Um,
Unlikely.
I
I'll,
I
so
just
so I'll just say this: keep the bar low. There
mm,
may or may not be an episode before the new year. If there is, cool, but there's
there's
probably
not.
not going to be.
It's fine. I just have one question because you said you're going to Ohio, and I know you're from
Yep.
Ohio.
Yep.
Have you heard the term Ohio Riz?
No. What is Ohio Riz?
You'll just have to look it up because I think it just describes you. No, he's looking it up right now.
Riz with a Z?
Yeah, RIZZ, Ohio Riz, Urban
Okay, let me
Dictionary.
stop you right there. Ohio Riz is a Gen Alpha slang term.
Yes, Gen Alpha.
I don't even know what Gen Alpha is. Is that like
Not me either. I guess it's like
is that like people that are born in 2010, 2000?
I don't know. You'll have to ask ChatGPT that one too. I don't know.
Maybe I will. All right, well,
Yeah.
let's start with this. Ohio Riz is a Gen Alpha slang term that refers to strange, cursed, or weird flirting behavior. The
Oh,
term is a
flirting? No, but
the term is a combination of the words Ohio and Riz. You think?
charisma.
Where Ohio is used to describe something as weird or cringe, and Riz is short for charisma and refers to being flirtatious.
I don't know about
The,
flirtatious.
the,
I
the
wouldn't put it
term
that
the
way.
term Ohio is often used in a negative way to describe something as strange, weird, cringe, or dumb. The term likely originated from memes that circulated online in the 2020s, such as "It's all Ohio" or "Can't even X in Ohio." Riz is a term that originated in black culture and is short for charisma. It refers to the ability to attract people's attention and make them like you, often in a romantic or sexual way. The term was popularized by streamer Kai Sennett. I think you're
There you
loosely
go.
using that term with me here. If I,
Yes, because you have. you have a little bit of riz, right? Because like, you know,
Oh,
you talk
I
you
have
talk
Riz.
well and
I
people
have
like
Riz,
you.
baby. I have
You have
Riz.
Riz. You have Riz. You're Rizzly Bear. But Ohio, the
Hey,
Ohio part is also very much describes you. So there you go.
well,
Ohio Riz.
I
Joshua.
I reject this slang term that uses Ohio as strange, cursed, or
Sorry.
weird. Come
Just
on.
the offbeat, maybe. A little
Ohio's
offbeat.
awesome.
It's off. You're a little offbeat. I'm
Uh,
sure Ohio is awesome.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Thank you for
Okay.
admitting it. I accept your apology.
Akron.
Yeah,
Don't even. Yeah.
the Rubber
There you go.
City.
Rubber City. That's a place in Ohio.
No, no, no. That's what
Oh.
Akron's known for. They're,
Oh. Okay. Really?
yeah,
Really?
tires,
Rubber? Oh,
rubber.
that was corn.
Like the Akron Zips football team plays at the Rubber Bowl.
There you go. Things I didn't know about Ohio.
Yeah.
I do not have Ohio Riz. With that, I'm saying goodbye to you.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Powerlifting and Power Ballads podcast, please remember to subscribe and share it with your friends.